Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love is Blind Season 6, Episode 3. I have a confession, okay? So I watched the episode, I filmed the review, and then I realized, did I actually really watch the episode? A lot went over my head. So I decided to watch it again. However, I may or may not have been having an adult beverage while I was watching it the second time. So I still don't think that I retained anything, but I feel like this one will be better than the first time I recorded. I don't know. We're about to find out together. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Y'all were doing good for a while, but now y'all are starting to spoil. So if I see some spoilers, you're getting blocked. Maybe I'll unblock you like after the 6 episodes are out, but like truly, there are other channels that have already gone ahead of me. If you want to comment, go to them. Please and thank you. Don't spoil in the chat. So we're going to start with Amy and Johnny, who have their reveal. You know, on this channel, we love a good reveal, and this one was a good one.
Oh my goodness. I
You are
can't.
so beautiful.
I always had like my fixations on, ethnic men. I honestly wouldn't have approached somebody that looked like him in the real world.
Oh my gosh. Damn. Hey, babe.
Okay, I'll see you.
Y'all, the way, first of all, I now know, well, not now know, because there are a whole lot of ethical issues with Love is Blind, but this golden color of the glass really makes you want to reach for it. I see why some of these people be twisted while they're filming, because I was going to reach for it, and I said, no, girl, you've had enough. Anyways, this reveal was so organic, so natural. I felt like they just collapsed into each other. I loved it. It was great. They could not keep their hands off each other. They could not stop kissing to save their lives. And if you know me, you know that's my vibe, okay? So Clay is in the men's lounge and he's talking about having such a hard time in this process. He says that he's never been to therapy, so he's confronting a lot of feelings that he's never had to unpack before. Seeing some of the things that he's been doing and saying regarding AD, I think we've got a few things to unpack with a doctor.
I got these walls up. Everybody got this perception.
How did you?
And I'm just like, when you told me the name, I'm just like complete, just shocked.
I know. I was super weak
Yeah.
and like super vulnerable, and I don't feel like I was met with like compassion. I don't respond well to like being yelled at.
If I did make you feel like that, I do apologize.
I'm not getting down on one knee. I'm not moving forward if I don't feel confident in your looks.
I did say that. If I'm wrong, I'll definitely admit that I'm wrong. But I just want to let you know I'm always going to fight for you, and I have strong feelings for you.
Clay really could not deal with the fact that he was in competition with a man who he believes is below his caliber. Don't know what gave him that impression. As we know, different people bring out a different side of you, so he very well could have had a genuine connection with AD. We know that he didn't, but he could very well have. The slurring is starting. Okay, so AD has a conversation about the physical talk that they had a few dates back, and he doesn't actually apologize, neither does he amend his statement. He said, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Which is interesting to me because this is now the second time that he's used the word if. Because he started the date with an apology, but he said, if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry for that. And now he's saying, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. What is with the ifs? She's told you what the deal is, ain't no if. It's a matter of fact, as far as she's concerned. Why can't he just say, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings? Or, I was wrong to make those comments about, whatever. Thankfully, like we said, AD do got that dumpy, okay? She dragging that wagon. So he's gonna be fine, but that was an issue for her, and I wish that she made it more of an issue. She doesn't inquire enough for me. She doesn't ask enough questions for me. But she did tell us she likes red flags, so here we are. Brittany and Kenneth have a conversation about race that is a better conversation than the one that AD had with Matthew. This is the type of conversation that I was looking for.
What ethnicity is your family?
Black.
Okay.
Are you comfortable around?
Yes. People are judgmental, and It's not going to be shocking. You just correct their thoughts and move on. You sound like stout, not short stout, like stocky and stout, but like at a good height.
When it comes to them, at this point, I literally have no notes. None at all. I think they're a great match. For sure. She says that he is stout. In the last video, y'all should have seen me. I had to go and Google stout. It means, dang it, I forgot. It means like a little bit fat. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. No, don't say Jesus. Don't take the Lord's name in vain, child. Hold on. Let me Google it again real quick. Stout. See, it's already in my history. It means somewhat fat or of heavy build. So she's got his archetype correct. I don't remember what he said about her physical characteristics, but I think he has her pegged correctly too, besides the fact that he thinks that she's blonde. She's not blonde. That's the only difference. Oh yeah, I also wanted to make a comment because somebody in one of the last videos asked me what would have been a better way to address race when it came to Matthew. Literally this conversation. Go ahead and say that race doesn't matter to you. Honestly, I don't care when people say that. I just need an addition to that. And the addition is the acknowledgement that there are going to be different worldviews, different perspectives from each respective community, and it needs to be explored. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to understand, okay, some people in my family might feel this kind of way, but instead of allowing the ignorance to continue, we're going to educate. And at the end of the day, you are my person, you are my priority. If there's things about your culture, your heritage, your race that I need to learn, I will do my due diligence and learn that. That's it. We have Laura, who is aware that she is in competition with Sarah Ann. However, Sarah Ann doesn't know she's in competition with Laura. Laura seems to think that she's the front runner. Up until this episode, I didn't think that was the case, but after the conversation with Jeremy, I think that she is.
Sarah Ann in specific, I feel like I'm helping her out because I don't think she has any idea I'm dating Jeremy. It would surely probably mess with her head and how she's acting in there if she were to know
Yep, exactly.
like how much him and I say we like each other.
Exactly.
Walk me through like a typical Thanksgiving or Christmas in your life right now.
Pretty lonely.
I hate Christmas. Like, it puts me in a bad mood. I get like high anxiety.
Okay. I want that kind of life for me and my family.
Yeah, same.
Putting presents under the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like fake Santa
Yeah.
snow print.
Laura, to me, confused me just a little bit. You guys can add clarification, because after watching it the second time, I still don't really understand. So she grew up in a family that was toxic. So she doesn't like Christmas because of her family. Her brother doesn't even go by the house anymore. Nobody in her family really celebrates Christmas together. Jeremy grew up in an Italian family where the holidays were a really big deal, but since his grandfather passed, the family hasn't really kept up the traditions. So he wants to create new traditions with his family. Laura had said, like, she despises Christmas. Christmas puts her in a bad mood and everything. But then now when Jeremy's explaining the traditions of Christmas that he wants for his family, she's all for it. So I'm kind of confused what happened there. She says that her family wasn't religious, so maybe the attachment with Christmas and Christianity was I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but she's here for the dream that Jeremy wants to create for his family. Jeremy then has a conversation with Sarah Ann, and he says that she is the wild card. I don't know how she's the wild card. I feel like she has more of the personality that he claimed he was looking for. So the fact that she's not the front runner is a little surprising for me.
I get fillers in my lips.
You do?
No.
I'm dead. I do have a little bit of filler.
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
Is that a deal breaker?
A lot
Maybe
of them.
4,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm a huge patriot. I'm more conservative for sure. If two people lay down and consensually have sex, like, I think that, you should take responsibility for your actions. However, I think that you should I think the option should definitely be there, but I don't think it's used as a form of birth control. Yes.
I shouldn't have an opinion on what a woman does with her body.
Okay, I will take that all day long.
My opinion is you love who you choose to love. You do you.
I don't know if I was the only person, but as I was listening to this, baby girl, come on now. As I was listening to this conversation, I was like, where's JP? I was thinking, where is JP? I feel like Sarah Ann and JP would be chef's kiss, okay? Sans the lip fillers and the Botox. But I think he said he's not into the makeup. So maybe he's okay with like a non-makeup look that just has different. I don't know, whatever. They talk about politics, and I was thinking, should the producers have aired her political views? I don't know, but for the sake of being in a relationship, girl, slow down. For the sake of being in a relationship, you do have to have these conversations. She says that she is conservative, but has friends who are more liberal than she is. They talk about abortion, and I think they talk a little bit about same-sex relationships. They didn't really get into it, but I think he said you love who you love. So that's my assumption that they spoke about that as well. I'm not quite sure that they are on the same page when it comes to their political views. He was already aware that she's conservative, but the way that he was pushing back a little bit on some of her statements, I wonder if this is going to be a thing in the future. Politically, I think they're going to differ, and it may cause a clash. We will see. Also, Jeremy opens up about his father passing when he was 19 years old, right? And he said that the gravesite is in Florida, and sometimes he goes there and spends the day with his dad at the gravesite. He says that he would want Sarah Ann to join him. Sarah Ann asks, have you told anybody else this? He says no. This is something that's very sentimental for him. So if she's your wild card and Laura is your number one, why haven't you proposed this to Laura? Laura is aware that his father has passed. He's told all the women that, but he hasn't invited her to the gravesite yet. She's the front runner? Jeremy, he's looking like a two-timer. I don't know what's the deal with that one. In the ladies' quarters, Jessica is just so in love with Jimmy, y'all. She's so in love, okay? As I was watching this conversation, don't get me wrong, I agreed with the things that she was saying. But a part of me feels like, Jessica's kind of strict.
Jimmy is my man. Like, I would want to marry him. I want to have his babies. Or we'll just like spill the tea about our day. Are you cracking your knuckles?
Yeah.
Were you consciously doing it to get on my nerves?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? I don't want you to feel like lust for anyone but me. I have absolutely zero tolerance for that. I want it. You can have me and only me or nothing.
Scorpios are lover boys.
They are lover boys. Lucky me. I think.
Jessica said she doesn't want her man perusing through, a catalog of half-naked women on social media. Understandable. She also says she was annoyed by him purposefully antagonizing her by cracking his knuckles because she doesn't like that. That's an ick for her, she said. So, valid things. Valid. I get it. And I echo that. I really do. Because pay attention. But a little bit of me thinks that she is no nonsense, kind of a stickler for a lot of things, very particular. So I don't know how our relationship with Jimmy would work. Jimmy seems like that kind of happy-go-lucky, aloof, not really taking too many things serious kind of guy. And I do understand with Jessica being a young parent, you had to snap into that serious, part of your life earlier than a lot of other people. So yeah, maybe Jimmy's not the one for her. Chelsea's having very strong feelings for Jimmy, very strong. And so Jimmy asks her, when did you have this revelation? And apparently it's after that divorce conversation.
The way that you reacted when that conversation happened made me sit with the way that I felt about you. I'm speechless. This is exactly what I came here for. You are everything I've ever wanted in my entire life.
Good on Jimmy, again, for just taking his time to process and not feeding her sweet nothings or just lying blatantly to her face. They are essentially saying that they want to pick each other, but they haven't explicitly said that. Chelsea says that Jimmy is exactly what she came here for, and she's so happy to feel this strong of a connection with somebody like Jimmy. Problem is, Trevor's still in the picture. And Trevor is now saying, you are my one and only option. He even slips up that he loves her.
If I had to bet, I would bet no other people feel the way I feel about you.
If we see each other, you don't like me?
I'm not scared of that. Because I love you.
Everything that I have come here for
Yeah.
The whole reason I wanted to be here is to be with someone who felt so strongly about me.
Is she not saying the same things that she said to Jimmy? It feels a little bit similar to me because again, she said, you're embodying all the things that I came in saying that I was looking for. If I was to be with somebody, it would be somebody like you, stuff like that. So I'm kind of confused what Chelsea's on about. And then after Trevor said that he loves her, she was like, I wish I could tell you how I felt. No, you could just tell him though. I feel like that is an option, a very viable one too. So I don't know what that was about. I think she's already made up her mind that her choice is Jimmy, but she obviously doesn't want to tell Trevor at this point, especially after he said, I love you. Just as a side conversation, there's this love star that they're talking about. I know that it involves Jessica, Trevor, Chelsea, Jimmy, and I guess there's somebody else. I don't know who the somebody else is. But Trevor says, if we all just knew where we stood, everybody could win. And I'm thinking, well, hold on. So then do you genuinely love Chelsea, or do you think that Chelsea is the easier option to go for? I'm not quite sure what that's about. And then with Jimmy, I think it's obviously, no, I don't think. It's obviously clear to the guys that Jimmy does have two options. So maybe if Trevor puts it out there, hey, I'm feeling this one, maybe just let me go here, you go there. It's happy days for everybody. I'm not quite sure. You guys tell me how you interpreted that conversation. I was wondering why he wanted to talk about where people stood to make the process easier. Not like a big deal, but it's just something I was wondering. Anyways, Kenneth, is this the painting date? I don't think this is the painting date. No, this is when he is proposing. He brings a flower. She gets really emotional. She talks about never having been loved like this before. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I was going to question her intentions just because she's very exaggerative. The painting, she was so super excited. The flower, she's crying and all this stuff. I'm thinking, really? Really? Okay, but anyways, he proposes. She says yes. I again don't have any notes besides the little inkling that maybe Brittany's overdoing it just a slight bit. But that's me being pessimistic. That's me being nitpicky and pessimistic. I still think they are a really good match. We don't get to see the reveal. That's going to be in the next episode. Again, please don't spoil. It's just common decency, okay? Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.